This program is sponsored by Capitec. Join millions of South Africans and pay the smart way with Capitec.
A very warm welcome to the Insider SA, your guide to living better. Join us today as we open up to a sparkling summer wardrobe with Uzalo actress Nolly Nolz. This beach shack gets an artsy Italian makeover from interior designer Mornay Fole. Miss SA's second runner-up, Nande Mabala, tells us how she keeps physically and financially fit. Actor Anton Jefter becomes a true triple threat as a DJ and MMA student. Then, Hendry Bloom shows us how to make your home look timeless. Jewelry designer Tepiso Lekanyane makes silver sparkle like diamonds, and generation star Karabo Maseko shares how he got himself discovered. Before Karabo Maseko became a household name for playing Dr. Luyolo on Generations, he had to face reality. As gleaming a talent as he is, he needed to be in South Africa's television capital of Jozi to be discovered. Or so he thought, until he got a casting call late one night.
What's up, Insider SA? My name is Karabo Maseko. I am an actor and a presenter. So today we're out here at GZ Adventures and we're just gonna have a bit of fun. Alright guys, so I brought along with me today one of my closest friends. His name is Chaotic, the best DJ in the game. Hey yo, it's Chaotic and the city's about to get chaotic, so let's turn up!
Yes,
That's right,
sir. That's right. He's winner.
You know, wordy. I come from a place where art is not a thing, it's an extramural activity. It was something that I loved with a passion, obviously. So when it came to me choosing a place where I want to go to varsity and further my studies, I chose Joburg for a reason. I can't go to Limpopo now and think I'm going to be on like a Generations or something, you know what I'm saying? How Generations came about was I had to go home for I think about 2 months or so. And my agent says, yo, you have an audition for Generations. And I'm like, oh yeah, when? It's like 9:30 at night and I'm like, this audition is tomorrow in Mpumalanga. And I'm like, okay, cool, you know, it's fun, I'll make my way. So I went there, auditioned and they liked me, offered me a role for about 3 months at first. Well, I adapted well. Eventually they turned that into a permanent role, then they made me a lead. I still can't believe it till today, you know, that I would ever get a chance to be on a show that I watched growing up. Just being given that opportunity to just be part of the show, not just as someone who's coming and going. I still would have been happy if I just came and went. But for them to trust me that I can stay for longer than what they thought, I'm truly honored, man. With the job that we do, we are so immersed into our jobs that we forget that we need time away.
So far so good. Like it's been a dope experience, nice views, like shower moya, like fresh air. My exhaust. Kate is a very selfless person, whereby when going to the other show on the other channel, I was so afraid, I was nervous. He grew me to a space to be comfortable around myself in cameras. So the friendship that I have with him is like a brotherhood.
How was that, my boy?
Actually, it was a dope experience. Yo.
Yeah, no, it was really nice. Let's move it.
So pin this boy verse.
Yeah. That's it.
Boy.
Fade. Show you okay, man. Yes. Yeah!
Karabo does keep his feet on the ground while reaching for the stars, but this mini bungee was stretching it.
Itinerary junkie right here, reporting live. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I have personal experience with bungee jumping. My man right here, it's a different chat.
Heights, it's not for me, though. That's why I don't need to mean that you need to start.
No,
so
man, today.
No, I'm not doing. No. Let me tell you something, bro. It's too high. I'm not doing.
It's not too high, bro. Just look at this.
Yeah, but I need it's going up. It's not going down. What
maranging to the mapag.
Asbone. No, you start. I'm not doing. Bro. Okay, so not doing bungee. Let's rock paper scissors for it.
Nope.
Rock paper scissors.
Yes. I'm not doing it. Though.
No, there's no way.
I'm not doing it.
All right? He lost the bet nicely.
No, yes. I'm not doing it.
Let me show you how real courage looks like.
Show us.
Watch this. As an actor, you need to disconnect from your character. You know, you need to debrief as much as you can so that you can reconnect with yourself again, because you are putting on someone else's skin for so long, especially if it's a show that plays every day. Which is why I love most of the time when I knock off work, what brings me back to reconnect with myself again is mostly my friends. And if we can, we do stuff like this. Friendship might end, my boy. Yeah.
Yeah, you see, it's fine here. It's nice. Hiya.
Number one.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
I did that's right.
Again and again.
What's that in my mouth?
Nah, you forgot.
Look, first of all, I'm shaking, right? So I think that should clearly tell you that no, I will not be doing this. There's a reason I have a fear of height, but at least I did something.
Honestly, he conquered this fear, and all thanks to who? Me. I helped him. He thought I was chickening out. No, actually, I was giving him courage to do what he did today. Bro, I'm proud of you.
Oh, shut up.
Proud of you, my bro.
Okay.
My heart is beating so fast. It's a nice place. Don't get me wrong, but never doing this again.
Just last one, eh?
No, last one.
Last one for the...
As thrilling as the role of bungee jumper was, don't expect Karabo Maseko to return for season 2. Up next, design from Hendry Bloom that outlasts the trends and determination that pays off on the Miss South Africa platform. In Deco, the temptation to catch the eye with trending style is one Hendry Bloom resists. Instead, he chooses pieces which will retain a freshness and sparkle for years to come. That thinking runs through this project, featuring his new and proudly South African furniture line.
Hi there, Insider SA. I'm Hendry Bloom, the owner and director of Hendry Bloom Interior Design. This is House BR. Welcome, come on in. In terms of the brief, it was carte blanche, open blank canvas in terms of what I could propose. I basically wanted to produce a design of the house that is very timeless, very elegant, and something that really stands the test of times. And it's really something that they can enjoy and live in. We're in the main lounge now, and as you can see, this is truly a space that epitomizes luxury and warmth. And that's something I achieved through the use of various materials and fabrics. And it really just brings in that sort of textural element. And there's also slight contrast that comes through the use of the oak side tables and detailing, the beautiful marble side tables, which features a polished marble, and then contrasted again with the raw steel leg detail. Kind of just brings that industrial and sleek element together, and it just merges it beautifully. There's also beautiful feature lighting in this space that's used quite interestingly, in a sense of that it hangs over the couch itself, sort of in the middle of the space. The coffee table in this area features a high gloss polished surface. And then also the straight line elements of it is quite masculine, but then again mixing it with the vases and decor elements that sort of softens the space. And the mixture of these shapes really just grounds the space to be quite warm and inviting. Heading over into the dining area, the dining table is a custom piece that's part of my collection. It's called the roll table, and it consists of the solid black oak top. That being quite a masculine piece, it's again softened through the use of the upholstered chairs, which has a lovely sort of textured fabric, and again color is subtly introduced. The same is done with the lighting, which is a high gloss sort of green polished element, and the light itself is quite subtle and almost like unassuming, and even when off, it's almost like an art piece in itself.
Hendry likes to add sparkle to a room with the layered paint and glitter in the works of Rosie Mudge. art which picks up light at every time of day.
From the dining space, we've now moved into the kitchen that's open plan design and blends all the living areas together. My objective was to look at how I enhance the space and just add details. For instance, the Moy chandelier in this space, that's quite an artistic piece in itself, but also adds light over the counter. The staircase in the house is one of those areas where I really wanted to introduce kind of like a stark contrast. So taking the existing structure that is here, the black sort of steel detailing, and really enhancing that through the use of the charcoal paint color. So basically just almost like highlighting the staircase in itself and contrasting that to the rest of the home. Into the pajama lounge, which is in this landing area at the top of the staircase. Beautiful detailing again comes in through the use of the organic shape within the armchairs in this case. Being like a round shape and on a swivel base actually allows the space to be quite versatile in the use of its function. The wallpaper on the wall behind the television repeats into the lounge and into the study area. And that again just adds that sort of a fun element that brings in subtle color.
The simple, understated luxury of the bedrooms makes the family feel like VIP guests in their own 5-star hotel.
Into the main bedroom, which is a sanctuary within the home. A space that was kept quite calm and muted and very understated in terms of the luxury of the space itself. Other details is the custom bedside pedestals that brings in a natural oak finish again, but in a darker tone. So bringing in that more sophisticated masculine element, but seen against other details and contrasting elements like the wallpaper, the artwork in the sort of aqua blue tones that almost looks like it's been splattered onto the wall. So bringing in that contemporary element that just makes the whole space come together. Other art pieces on the wall, as you can see at the back, the black and white contrast abstract pieces. The dressing area leads into the main ensuite that features a beautiful freestanding bathtub, large oversized shower, as well as a double vanity with beautiful pendant lights and beautiful textural finishes like the marble on the walls, and all of that again just adding onto the luxury of the space itself. We're now in one of the secondary bedrooms, and each bedroom kind of tells a story in itself. This room was designed for a university student, so being quite versatile again in the sense of how the space functions. So we've obviously got a desk on the one side that doubles up as like a makeup and like styling station. But through the rest of the space, it's kept quite minimalist and simplistic, just playing around with the shapes and all of those elements, again, bringing in quite a unique design aesthetic that adds onto the layering of furniture within the space. I really love the fact that the client gave free rein, and even up to the very end, there were very few things that had to be changed, and just complete trust in terms of the design elements that's brought in, and even smaller things like decor items where I would go and purchase things and they would just love it, which is always easy. And I think that's also what makes a project stand out, kind of like knowing that the clients loved from the start what you kind of proposed, and what you produced at the end is also what they really wanted to achieve.
Hendrey works as far as Hong Kong and the US, but still nothing beats creating homes for the great South African lifestyle. Helping others to achieve their dreams and aspirations saw Nande Mabala start her first NGO while still a student. She entered Miss SA to shine a light on projects close to her heart.
My name is Nande Mabala, and I am your Miss South Africa 2023 second runner-up. So my mom is in the Navy, and we then got housing, and this is where we moved to. Everything that you see here is Dagoma Park. It is just before Cape Point, right up Simonstown, and it is a very tight-knit community as well. It's very quiet. Everyone knows everyone because everyone works with everyone, and it has been such a safe haven. Believe it or not, when I was younger, my best friend and I would walk up these streets and we'd practice our tagline of when we were presenters one day, what it is that we would sound like, and she would help me practice and I'd help her practice. So I always dreamt about being on TV, being a presenter. I also dreamt a lot about going to Miss South Africa one day and also having a degree, and I was able to accomplish most of that.
When Bonang Mateba hosted this year's Miss South Africa pageant, it was pure affirmation. Because Queen Bee's example has served as a beacon for Nande since she was a child.
I always found representation in Bonang because for me, she allowed me to be loud and she allowed me to chase my dreams. It was the first time I saw a woman be unapologetically herself, and she also taught us how to package ourselves into a brand and be able to chase your talent based off of your unique talents. So she always says her voice and her personality was something she knew no one else had, and she packaged that well. And for me, I grasped onto that I could go to school and be successful, or I could take my talents and chase my dreams and I'd still be successful. I did not have a relationship with pageantry. I wasn't exposed to it besides TV, so I didn't have a relationship outside of dreaming about it. You always have to be ready for anything, and that's something that I didn't know before. I was someone who wore a lot of athleisure, and I realized, no, you actually have to show up. People want moments with you, so you always have to be present in every single moment because that's the only moment they'll have with you. So everything that you do is important.
Nande uses her striking presence to spread an important message of health and well-being.
It's important for me to stay fit because a healthy body gives you a healthy mind. And more than anything, when you work out, it teaches you a lot of discipline. You won't always be motivated, and it's not easy to stay consistent. But by going to the gym all the time, you stay consistent, you learn discipline, and it just motivates you. And the endorphins that come with working out are just really amazing for your mind. My favorite form of exercise is cardio. I love running. I also feel like it stretches you. You really need to work hard. Cardio isn't easy. It's not like lifting weights. I really enjoy the running more than anything. I love running on the treadmill. And of course, I love running at the beach as well, feeling the waves and seeing the water. Keeping my body fit, it really helps with my overall confidence. When I feel good, I look good. That is a fact. And I show up as 100% my best self.
It keeps her in modeling work, and that has afforded Nande a cute place of her own.
This month marks officially a year of me being in my apartment. This is my humble abode. I love it so much. I've taken all the time to create it and make it a special place and a peaceful place for myself. This doubles up as a beauty station and my workstation. For my birthday, my best friend got me this. This is my late brother. He passed away in 2020. And this was such a beautiful gift for me because it was just before my Miss SA journey, and she said she wants me to know that he's always with me. So I cried like a baby. And this is my vision board. If you want something, be intentional about it. Write it down, put it up, whatever the case may be. Make sure that you see it all the time. The universe will bring it to you. It's not up to you to figure out how you'll get there. You just need to have the intention of wanting it.
And if she's got a hunger on, she's a keen cook.
Welcome to my kitchen. I love cooking. Cooking is a love language of my family. My grandmother cooked for us a lot. My mom cooks for me as well and my siblings. And now I cook for the people that I love, that I invite over to my home.
Her personal space is her pride and joy.
3 practical tips I'll give you for your first apartment is make sure that you have income to make sure that you pay your rent monthly. 2, save up. You need to save up for your deposit and you need to save up for your furniture. 3, which is very important for me, not everything is going to come together all at once. It takes patience and it takes time to furnish your apartment. So as long as you have the necessary things, everything else will fall in together. And when you get into the home, that's when you realize what you need to make it your home. During our finale week at Miss SA, we had different engagements that we had to go to, and Miss SA is so gracious. They make sure that they take care of us. These are my top 3 picks of my favorite outfits that I wore during my finale week. I'm going to start with this beautiful jumpsuit. What I loved about this jumpsuit the most, and what I still love about this jumpsuit, is the symmetry of it all. I love these little drapings that go down over here and the heart-shaped neckline. Everything is just beautiful and it really accentuates my waist and it makes me feel like a princess. This dress I wore to the Sparkle Night party. This is a night where Ndavi came and gave us some advice for our interview, and this is what I wore. I feel beautiful in this dress. It matches my skin tone. It sparkles, so I stuck to the theme of the party, and I danced the night away looking fabulous. This dress was my final interview dress, but it was not the dress that I wore on the Miss SA stage at the finale. I wore a dress designed by Gert-Johan Coetzee. As a child, whenever I watched TV, I'd always watch Top Billing, and all the best artists and personalities always wore Gert-Johan Coetzee. And I dreamed that one day I would wear one of his designs, and I did. And on the day that I tried on my dress, I cried like a baby, and it was such a full circle moment for me that I got to dream it and live in one of my dreams. It was just beautiful, and walking on that stage in all of those beads that were hand beaded. Everything was done by hand, and it was just beautiful, and I felt out of this world. It was amazing.
The first in her family to graduate, Nande will tell you there's no substitute for putting in the hours.
My biggest lesson from the competition is when you want something, you work hard at it. You don't give 80% wanting to get something. You give 100% all of the time, and you reap the fruits of your hard work. So give it 100% all the time. Show up 100% all the time.
Nande Mabala is the kind of can-do young South African to put the sparkle in anyone's day. Just ahead, get practical tips on how to balance barefoot surf shack luxury with Italian chic.
Pay the smart way with Capitec.
Ever since Mornay Fall moved to the coast, the glint of the ocean has inspired her interiors. Just how much work was required on the makeover of this beach bungalow was something she only realized once they opened up the walls and looked at the foundations. But she immediately saw the potential.
My name is Mornay Fall. I'm an interior decorator. I do interior decorating, but I also do a bit of light construction work as well. Case in point, this project, we got the house, it was in a very bad state, and myself and a group of incredible carpenters built the house almost from scratch to as it stands today. Well, we've definitely gone with natural materials such as the wood. In fact, the whole structure, we used a lot of really beautiful balau, which I think became the cornerstone of this house in terms of the natural wood scheme. Even the decking outside, everything. And if you go outside, you'll see there's a lot of natural rock, a lot of natural stone, and a lot of natural wood. So just bringing nature into this house was the #1 rule. I come from a very creative family. When I was growing up, my mother was an interior decorator. Being raised by an interior decorator was a very good thing. It taught me to read spaces, be brave, use my creativity on so many different levels. And just being part of a creative family has always just made me believe that I can do whatever I want to do. I'm constantly looking for local art, and I found this amazing piece in Komiki at one of the open art days. Every fish is handcrafted individually, and from the moment I saw it, I just knew that my client would absolutely love it. This is a fairly unusual kitchen. It's almost like a small galley kitchen because it is a small beach house. And then we've brought this oversized island into the house. The owner travels to Italy regularly and loves the Italian aesthetic, hence the stripes on the counter. It is a tiled counter. A lot of people would doubt its practicality, but you know what? It is very practical. It looks great. It's easy to clean. This massive oversized counter really is the heart of this home. I think it's very important to not shy away from using things that set your heart on fire. Something like this tap is a bit over the top, a bit quirky, but it really sets the heart on fire. It's unusual, and I think it works beautifully in this space. This area was more of an entrance and a bit of a stoop. So what we created here was a glass box essentially, framing the entire seafront. I have used quite large couches here as well. Even though it's a small space, you really want to be comfortable. You really want to lie back and feel like you're on holiday and just really super, super relaxing. In terms of the decor, we've kept it very simple. So everything has been put here that has a kind of a theme that relates to the sea, but we've just kept it super simple, possibly because the floors are so busy as well. You can't layer and layer and layer and have too much busyness going on in this beautiful space.
Most of the furniture and decor is proudly locally sourced and manufactured. Where imported pieces have been used, it's to brilliant effect.
This is the main bedroom. We've used a large, oversized four-poster bed in what is essentially not a very large space, but the clients really wanted comfort. I've used this amazing throw from Greece on the bed, pure cotton from Greece. It is very, very beautiful. The client has a very eccentric palette, so he purchased this art in the UK. He absolutely loves it. It's handcrafted, it's very beautiful, and it has a bit of a beachy theme which ties in with the rest of the space. We have the nautical light fittings on either side of the bed. We have the shell mirror. We've got a beautiful wooden fan, and we've got this beautiful door handle of a mermaid on either side of the bathroom door. So this is the main bedroom ensuite. We've had a slight change of theme here. We've gone a little bit of industrial, a little bit of nautical. We've taken some natural sand as well as shells from the beach. We've crushed them and we have plastered the walls. We've also collected a lot of shells from the local beach, which we have attached to the wall. Some of the pieces that you see here we've had to purchase, but I'd say 99% of what is on this wall was actually collected from the local beach. As you come out of the bathroom, you've got this amazing outdoor space. You can either have a little shower or you can have a long relaxing bath in this beautifully made local stone bath after a nice cold Atlantic swim. Why not? So this here is the outside seating area. Great spot to relax after a sunset swim. The owner is fascinated by the shell art from a local artist. Her name is Lucy de Moyencourt. She has an incredible talent and she makes these beautiful ceramic pieces to order. And so we have actually mounted those on the wooden wall, and believe it or not, throughout this winter they have stayed put. They are meant to be there. They love being on that wall, and I think they fit the theme really well. It's a very cozy space just to kick back and relax, and at the same time look up at that incredible mountain view. So this space once was the kitchen, and we have transformed this into the children's bedroom, which I think actually looks like a little galleyway on a boat. It's a small space, but it works perfectly for young children. The original walls were plasterboard, and we decided to clad them with wood to give them a more natural texture. We obviously painted the walls, and I think as they sit now, they look really, really lovely. I love doing people's homes for them. It's a very personal experience. But what I really enjoy is doing retail spaces as well as restaurants and commercial spaces. I think there's a lot less emotion involved, and I can definitely put my stamp on those spaces in a more personal way.
Growing up with her mother's expertise, Mornay has an instinctive feel for what works in a bistro or boutique, and she shared some of her insights.
When designing for retail space, you have to consider there's a lot of stock. There's often a lot of color, there's a lot of different designs and styles. You definitely don't want to clash with that. You want to be able to complement that, but remembering that those styles change all the time. So you need to have a neutral enough space to accommodate those styles, but at the same time, you want to do something trendy and fresh to also make sure that the space looks different to any other space. I find retail more exciting. I can be more expressive, and I think with everything that's out in the market at the moment, there's a lot of inspiration out there. And as South Africans, we are getting so good at our retail spaces and making them look incredible, and I really enjoy the challenge.
And the way she hits refresh each morning is with a cold water swim in the Atlantic Ocean.
Myself and this group of women started these swims about 4 years ago. Truthfully, getting up really early in the morning, whether it's winter or summer, just shows you that you're actually capable of doing anything you want to do. Sometimes we get up, it's dark, it's raining, it's hailing, but the fact that we get up, we show up for each other, we get in that cold water, it makes everything possible. When life is hard, when work is hard, when there's a lot of stress in your life, you actually feel that if you can do this, you can do anything. It really takes the edge off your day. It just makes you capable of coping with anything that comes your way. Seeing the sunrise, feeling that sun on your body, you look at the world through different eyes. You suddenly realize what a beautiful place we live in, and you appreciate your natural environment, you appreciate the country you live in, you appreciate the beauty around you, and that really inspires me in my daily work.
Rediscovering the sparkle in life each morning, Mornefo returns to share it with the rest of us. Next up, Uzalo's Nolly Nolz gets her summer on, and actor Anton Jefter adds DJ and MMA to his CV. In a bit of downtime after shooting the new season of Uzalo, Nolutando Meje was after some fab new summer threads. And she knows only one designer who can fully express her diverse nature as an actress, presenter, and musical artist.
Hi, Inside SA, I'm Nolutando Mabala, otherwise known as Nolly Nolz. I'm a South African entertainer, and today I'm out here at Imprint ZA. I'm here to link up with Umzugisi, who's going to make sure that for the next upcoming events, I look like a hit. Come on, darling, here we go. I started my career about 31 years ago, and yes, I started off as a catalog kids model, doing adverts, posing in magazines, and the rest is history. Then I went into acting, presenting, singing, and I'm still here.
Nolly's the daughter of a domestic worker and a caretaker who worked hard to support their children's dreams, and they're proud of their success.
I chose entertainment because it's always been something that I love and I've always been passionate about, and I've been really, really blessed to be actually good at what I do. It also allows for me to showcase my personality and the fact that I can just work and have fun. That's what I love. I love it.
You look amazing.
Thank you. I love that I can breathe in it. I love that it's like body hugging. All the things that you need the summer. How I showcase my heritage in my life, I think it's always been obvious in the way I introduce myself on the shows I do. If you go to my Instagram, I showcase my Lali life, which I absolutely love. And I just learned recently that people actually love Lali content in the Enzayo. So that's how I showcase heritage bami, Xhosa bami, and that's how people get to know my Xhosa side, which is actually all of me. I don't do catwalk, but I'm doing it now.
If Nolutando's role on the nation's biggest drama was written for her, then Mzukizi Mbane's latest range was made for her.
So this is one of my favorite pieces. It's very versatile, it's very easy, and I feel like clients most of the time wants to make the statement, but also want something that's very light, something that's very flowy, breathable. I love the fact that we come from Cape Town, and Joburg is such a complicated space, first of all, to navigate and to find where you actually belong. I love the fact that we're here and we still keep the fact that we come from the same place. We support each other, we show up for each other, and we appreciate what we do. She looks beautiful. As always, she always embodies Imprint so effortlessly.
Thank you. I love it, absolutely love it. It reminds me of my last outfit I wore at the polo, darling. But this time around, we upgraded.
Nolly comes from a family of creatives. Her sister Colleen Meje is a singer working in Spain. Her brother Sobantu Kai is an actor. Now she was going to try painting.
It took me a while to get into the music industry and also to want to be a musician because I was shy in the beginning. I hadn't found my voice yet until I went to that competition. And then I discovered that actually I like this and I actually want to make a career out of it. And that's how everything began. So what I have right here is a picture of flowers and butterflies. I love flowers, I love butterflies. It's an easy thing for me to paint. I'm not really gifted when it comes to painting. So, the colors I'm going to use on my painting are colors that I love, such as orange, I've got red, I've got yellow, I've got green, bright colors, which is everything to do with my personality.
Mozart composed symphonies with a glass of wine, so Miss Knowles was hoping some bubbly would do the trick.
The love for the screen. So my first gig ever and my first project was a German production I worked on. It was a series called Cape of Good Hope. I started when I was about, I think, 8 years old. So that's when I started acting and I fell in love with acting. Presenting I'd always loved it, but my first gig I got in 2006 in my first year, and I absolutely love presenting. I love the fact that I get to remix it and make it my own. With acting, I love the fact that I get to play different characters. I'm never the same, and I love that the characters challenge me. So I love both. Started out always wanting to do both, but obviously over the years I did them at a different time, and now I do them simultaneously. The moments that have stood out for me on my journey was definitely Isidingo. It was a project that I'd always wanted to be part of. My hit single, Feeling, you know, having a song that is so timeless, and Abantu, whenever they hear it, they enjoy it. Summer, winter, spring, 2009, 2011, 2023, Issei hit Nangoku. So those are the highlights for me, and I really, really, really appreciate those moments.
A creature which reinvents itself in such a spectacular way, a butterfly is the perfect spirit match for Nolly.
What is next for me? I'd love to do more acting. I'm currently doing a lot of voiceovers. I'd love to get back into music. So for now, you'll just have to wait and see. I'm not a person who shares a lot. Dithanda ngotuba, you will see. You'll catch me on the screen, catch me on the radio, catch me on the stage, catch me if you can. Okay, and this is my final product. I didn't complete the butterflies because, much like my journey, I'm yet to discover the other colors I'm going to bring to the entertainment industry. So this is what it looks like.
Whilst Nolly tries her hand at art, another well-known actor is reimagining his career as a DJ and maybe even an MMA fighter. Finance graduate Anton Jefter was happy to wait tables in Los Angeles in order to make it in movies. Today, he's a regular feature in international films, but also moving in new directions.
My name is Anton David Jefter. I'm an actor, entrepreneur, and DJ. I grew up in an area called Belhar. My family encouraged sports from a very young age. I started with like karate, with rugby, provincial basketball, tennis, water polo, any type of sport I could actually be involved in as a team sport, I would do. From that, I think, you know, just going into like the modeling industry at the time and then acting, I think it's kind of a requisite for my brand to stay in shape and look good in front of camera. If I look good, I feel good, I tend to work more. I live by just one sentence: keep showing up.
Talent and showing up have taken Anton far, but with help from MMA coach Rico Hutting, he's adding new strings to his bow.
Anton contacted me and said he wanted to come and join us, and he had obviously a bit of kickboxing background, so we're helping him a lot with the mixed martial arts and the jiu-jitsu, and he's really doing well. So it's really been a good journey for him so far. Okay guys, so what we're going to be doing is a combination of punches and kicks. Anton's going to be doing the jab first, and Andrew's going to be lifting the pad. So when he lifts the pad, Anton's going to hit the pad. That's it. Anton snaps the jab out. Jab, cross, hook. There we go.
So I grew up with martial arts. I mean, my dad was a black belt in karate. I did a bit of karate myself. I think I got up to about like junior brown belt when I was like 13, 14, and then I gave it up. And I think since then it's just been like an on and off kind of journey. And then this year again, I picked up the MMA side of things and more the K1 kickboxing side of martial arts.
So what Anton wants to do immediately here is to wrap his legs around the body. He's going to hold onto the arm that he wants to lock. Okay, with his C-clamp grip, he's going to release this side and shoot under the leg to achieve a 90-degree angle. He's going to unlock his feet. He's going to bring his leg this side, and he's going to swing the left leg all the way over the head and making the arm completely straight. No matter how strong the attacker and how big he was, the defending guy has got his whole body on the arm. So body versus arm, body's always going to win.
So, my brother. Yeah, so, I mean, firstly, I'm winded. Secondly, I think that's what I love about martial arts and general, especially jiu-jitsu. Although I'm an amateur, every time I show up to a class, I learn something new. And it's like these small changes, you know, like just something as small as like shifting your hip a certain way, lifting your hip up. The small little maneuvers that help you grow as a martial artist.
Expanding his skills as an entertainer, Mr. Jefter recently signed up for a career on the decks. The easy part was choosing a handle.
My DJ name is Kavada, and Kavada is basically the first letter of everyone in my family's names together. So it's an acronym for everyone. I'm not fully confident. I don't know if you ever do arrive at that point of full-on confidence within any art. But yeah, music, it's always something that's going to be a part of me. It's something that's part of my life. Now I get to do it and get paid to do it. So it's awesome, yeah.
But it's taken humility and humor for this successful film and commercials actor to admit that in this discipline, he's still an apprentice.
I am Shad. I am Jade. We go by the name of Twin Spin. Cape Town DJs, radio presenters, artists, music producers. That's what we're about. A music lesson consists of explaining the text, explaining how the music industry works, and just find you as a person through music and art. We call Anton a baby in the game stuff. He's here 2 months. He is where he needs to be. I just think a bit more training and more time. Experience. He'll be there.
The music I'm playing mostly at the moment is more African sounds. Since I got back from LA in 2019, I was like, what is this new sound that's like taking everybody by storm? And I got into it, and to this day, I listen to Amapiano almost daily. I'm all about expansion and adventure and trying to, you know, we've got this life, and I feel like we have to do with it as much as possible. You know, I don't want to get to the end of it and being like, I should have tried that, I should have tried that. Maybe I'm in a midlife crisis, I don't know, but I'm doing everything I can right now, and I'm having a good time doing it.
Still working between South Africa and the US, it's the Stars family and the ocean, which now see him base himself here.
Clearing my head is very important to me. I think in a world of clutter, and especially with all the things I got going on, it's important for me just to take a moment for myself. Honestly, for me, being close to the water is one of the most special places. It feels like a cleanse when I'm close to the water, and I try and do it as often as I can. Because in any given day, I've got so many open files mentally. You know, I've got to keep track of so many moving parts. My first love will always be acting. I think acting is definitely at the forefront of what I plan to do for the rest of my life. But I think how I manage it is I compartmentalize in terms of priority. So acting on top, and then, you know, with my new passions in DJing, I put a lot of focus into that now. And then the entrepreneurship is just always going. My phone is always blowing up. Every single day I've got a new offer or a new contract or something on my table that I need to explore and have a look at. And it also excites me, you know. I think the idea and the feeling of what could be, the potential of an opportunity is what keeps me going and excited in so many different things. So I don't think it's going to end at just acting and DJing and entrepreneurship. I'm always looking for the next big thing and the next best thing that keep me on my toes and keep me excited in this journey of life.
That and a new podcast called Party in a Caddy, which he's launching soon, is sure to bring a fresh glimmer to an already shining career. Coming up, how Tepiso Lekanyane makes sterling silver sparkle as brightly as diamonds.
Pay the smart way with Capitec.
In the few short years since Tepiso Lekanyane began to create unique silver jewelry, the world has taken notice. A 2022 Design and Daba emerging creative featured in top international fashion magazines. This proudly South African artist remains as understated as they come.
I was always interested in fashion as a child, and it kind of made sense to do jewelry because it's a mixture of art and fashion together. I mainly design with sterling silver. I quite like a colder feel to the jewelry that I create. So a lot of my work is quite alternative and big and a little bit in your face.
studying contemporary jewelry in Florence, Italy, Tepiso learned resilience in her craft as well as feel for the alternative and fashion forward.
I mainly get my inspiration from nature, but it's kind of like taking nature into the futuristic and unusual. One of the very first rings that I created was this piece, which is very rock-like. It kind of creates gemstones without actually being gemstones. I use various ways of producing my jewelry, one of them being hand forging, which I can create items that are very clean, minimal. The other methods that I use is with lost wax casting and then sand casting.
The more intricate pieces can take up to 6 weeks to complete, but clients are happy to bide their time for such works of art, like Kayla Noble and David Oliver, who've been waiting a lot longer than that to get married.
We've been engaged for 6 years, so it's about time that we get married. So that's why we, tying the knot in November this year. And our relationship is a very unique one, I'd say. We're the complete opposites. They say opposites attract, and here we are.
We are looking for something unique in terms of design, and we thought what's the best way to do that and to look at local talent as well, because they're going to give you both that uniqueness but also that passion and that influence of South Africa as well that's going to come across in the ring. So that was something that was important to us.
Tepiso's work ticks every box. For Kayla and David, it increases the personal value of these rings to witness all the elemental forces which go into creating them.
For me, I wanted something different to stand out, so I chose an open style ring with 2 stones on either side.
I've gone with a more thicker band with like a nice flat top.
And then to make our band special and link them to each other, we've chosen the same stone.
The onyx stone. When we decided to get married, we knew that it would be important for us to start a savings plan, because as you know, weddings are expensive and we don't want to be caught out with any hidden costs. And we started saving towards those things that we were looking to have in our wedding. So initially it was the savings plan, and then when it came to paying the vendors, the different things that we needed at our wedding, we made use of the Capitec credit card. And what was nice about that, every time we spent, we got 1.5% back of our spend as well. What's nice about using the Capitec credit card is that it allowed us to pay vendors where we needed to up front, but it was also important to remember money management and that we're not overspending and that we're still staying within our means.
With Capitec helping Kayla and David to save and budget, they can afford to invest in these one-of-a-kind masterpieces by Tepiso.
I've just really been loving what I do, and it's really exciting to walk into the studio and have so many ideas and just having the confidence to do it. It's been really fulfilling.
Every gleaming new piece which Tepiso Lekanyane brings into the world is another Live Better journey completed. It's a lesson in how small victories build the greater dream. For a chance at winning 1,000 Rand to start your Live Better journey, courtesy of Capitec, simply reply to the competition post on the Insider SA social media platforms using #LoveWithCapitec. T's and C's apply and can be found on the Insider SA website.
Another feel-good production.